two champions on the call who will compete for the UFC lightweight title in the main event when the UFC makes its inaugural venture to Madison Square Garden on Saturday, November 12th. We're pleased to have participating with us on the call today UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez and UFC featherweight champion Conor McGregor. I'm going to now turn things over to the call center to open it up for questions.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, on the phone lines, it is star one to ask a question. We'll take our first question from Jack in Carnicata with the Boston Herald.
Thank you very much. First question is for Conor. Conor, regarding your plans, as reported by the Irish Mirror, to step away from the sport in 2017, I have to ask, is this a negotiation tactic to try to get the UFC to sweeten the pot and beg you to come back next year when they're going to need a lot of money?
I think you're absolutely crazy even mentioning a clickbait crowd like that. I mean, the Irish Mirror, what the fuck is that? They don't, who even is that? They don't know shit about me or what I'm doing. Look, stay tuned to what I'm announcing, but don't be listening to people like that. People like that know nothing got to do with what is going on here. So, my plan, I'll reveal all in time.
Okay, fair enough. Do you have plans to take a hiatus next year?
I don't know whether you can take time off with this life. I just stay working, stay creating history. You know, stay changing the game. That's what I've been doing since day one. Now here we are, close to the New York debut, Madison Square Garden. We broke the Ali versus Frazier attendance of 21,000, I believe. I'm hearing that. We broke the gate record of 14 million set by Lennox Lewis at Evander Holyfield. So they're two amazing contests, two historical fights, and I broke them both. So, you know, it's an honor to do that, and that's it. I'll just continue changing the game, continue breaking records, continue striving to put this game onto that next level like I have been doing since day one. So that's my plans.
When it comes to Eddie Alvarez, what kind of strategy is at play? What's different from other opponents?
You know, I don't mind Eddie. I've no problem with him. He doesn't really come into the equation in my head. I've so many ways that I can enter a contest. I've so many different stylistic attacks. I can enter a contest and be a taekwondo expert. I can enter a contest and be boxing specific. I can enter and be grappling, wrestling. I have so many. I can paint so many pictures in there. I can go in and implement a Muay Thai style, and I can implement them all in the space of one round. So I'm just going to go in and put on a show. This is my 155-pound debut inside the UFC. Nobody has seen me at this weight inside the octagon, so I'm looking forward to going in there. Eddie, he's tough. He's durable. I'll give him that. He's been through war after war. His chin is banged up. If he can last, I don't believe he will be able to withstand the barrage of strikes. If he can last, I'll give him respect. But this is the McGregor show. He will be dismantled and put away, and that will be it.
If, as you presume, you will take the lightweight title at UFC 205, which of the two championships would you prefer to vacate?
Vacate? Man, what? I don't know. We'll see about that. I mean, why not defend them both? I mean, I fight every week. I only fought last week. So, I can defend them both.
Talking about New York as a market, you've obviously done incredible business in Las Vegas, as well as pretty much every other market you've been in. Do you think the New York market is going to represent a very strong counterpoint to Vegas for the UFC in terms of ability to generate revenue? Because when you had that run-in with Nevada, it seems like some changes happened after you voiced displeasure and a disinterest in fighting there again.
I mean, when you come over here and we're talking the numbers that we're talking here in New York City, I mean, It looks like it could be. I don't know. Who knows what's around the corner? I don't know. I haven't really spoke to the new owners and what their visions are. I know Lorenzo and the Fertitta regime were based in Las Vegas. That's where they're from. So right now it's under new leadership. So I'm not sure. We'll see where it goes. But we're doing big things here wherever we go. Here we are in New York. More big things. So we'll see. But I'm open. I mean, I like New York. I got in here yesterday, walk around the city's buzzing. There's billboards up everywhere. The fans are energetic. At that press conference, the fans were absolutely amazing. The city has been hungry for the sport for so long. So now here we are, and it's an honour to be leading the way, heading the bill. And I'm going to go out and put on a show, and we'll go from there. I think everyone always looks ahead. Everyone always looks ahead so much, like talking about vacate the belt and all this, or what's after. Let's talk Vegas. I was like, let's enjoy this moment right now, because it took so long to get here. So many hours went into getting the UFC into New York City, and now here we are. Now here we are, a potential 2-weight world champion. You know, all these historic super fight, champion versus champion. The first time a champion's gone up. You know what I mean? These are all historic moments, and everyone's talking about after. Hey, we got to take that belt off him. We got to get back to Vegas. Let's just enjoy this historic moment for what it is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking to enjoy this whole experience. I'm very confident in my preparation. Very confident in my opponent that I'm facing. So I'm looking to just enjoy this whole process.
Thank you very much. And if I could quickly for Eddie, Eddie, could you frame up for us how big this is for you in terms of personally, in terms of, you know, taking care of your family, in terms of, you know, kind of a milestone for you in your long career? Can you really try to get us close to how big this is to have this fight?
I mean, I fought all over the world. I fought the best guys in the world. I never knew personally, like, if fighting was then never like a job for me. It was always an opportunity. So I never really looked at it like maybe this would work out financially, maybe it wouldn't. Wasn't ever sure, but I knew I just loved what I was doing. So yeah, for me, I made a lot of promises to a lot of people early in my career, and just to be able to get the UFC title, get to the pay-per-view, get to the biggest event in MSG, it's a dream come true, and the time's here, and I'm excited about it, and I think we have the right guy in front of us to do some big things.
But finally, Eddie, if you could just quickly size up the remarks Conor had there on your game, the way he's regarding you, sort of, you know, saying that this is just as much about the event as you, but giving you some props as well. What jumped out to you as he assessed what you bring to the table there?
I think regardless of what's said to the media, I think it's known to him and his camp what I possess and what I can do, and I think there's enough said. I don't need to say much. I just needed him to sign the paper. I wanted him badly to sign the paper, and I have the paper signed, and the deal is done for me. My preparation is done. My plan is set, and I'm ready to execute on November 12th.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it is star one to ask a question. Our next question will come from Damon Martin with Fox Sports.
Hey, guys, first question for Conor. Conor, obviously you've had a ton of success at featherweight in the UFC. Your last two fights have been at welterweight. I'm curious, do you feel like lightweight is your best weight class, though?
Wherever I choose to go, I'm prepared to go there. I feel great at this weight. I mean, I'm lean, a lot leaner. I'm still eating a hell of a lot of food. Obviously, it's tougher to get to featherweight, but I think it's crazy the way they say I can't get to featherweight no more, or all these crazy things like I ain't the undisputed champion, like I haven't gone in there and taken out that whole division as like early as last year. You know what I mean? Like December last year, that was. How many months is that? It's not even a year ago. What's that? 8 months, 10 months, whatever. You know what I mean? So. And then they're talking about stripping and vacating and all this type of stuff. It's like, hang on a minute. What did I just go and do there? Did I not just take out that division? You know what I mean? Am I not that champion? So wherever I sign, I'm going to fight. You best believe I'm going to show up and be prepared. 145, I'm the world champion. I took out them all. So I'm damn good at 145. And I'm even better at 155, so wherever.
I'm curious, Conor, you've accomplished a lot already. I know you were a two-weight world champion in Cage Warriors, and obviously you've broken a lot of financial records for the UFC, attendance records, all these different things you've done. But would winning the second world title, would you feel like that's your biggest accomplishment to date in your career?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it hasn't been done before. It's never even been close to a reality in this game, in the UFC. And then to do it on such a monumental stage like this, of course, this will be one of my shining moments.
You talk about breaking records and adding, continue to add to the resume, the legacy. I know you've teased, this big announcement, but what else is there in your mind? What kind of records do you want to set? Once you get this, are there other records you have in mind already that say, I want to do this or I want to do that?
Yeah, there's a load of avenues I can take. There's a lot of paths I can head down. But again, I must focus on this. This is the main thing for me in my life. That second world title, to hold 2 UFC world titles consecutively, do what's never been done before, and then we'll see what path presents itself at the final hurdle, and then we'll go from there.
All those questions about what comes next for you, Conor, and everyone saying, "Oh, you're going to take time off and this and that." I mean, do you still love it? Do you still love what you do every day? Do you still love, this game as a sport, as the fighting sport? Do you still love it?
I mean, I think that's. I mean, how can you say? I mean, of course I love it. I mean, I don't stop. It's all I do. I don't do nothing else. I continue to show up. I continue to fight. I continue to put on these amazing events for the amazing fans of this sport. Of course, I love what I do, and not only am I not getting tired of it, I'm actually getting better at it. I understand I'm a lot more in control of everything, and that goes right down the line from the media, the media content I'm giving out, just everything. I'm in control of absolutely everything in my life. I keep getting better, and that's at everything. Not just skill-wise, not just cardio-wise, not just nutrition-wise, not everything. Every aspect of my life, business, media, everything, you name it, I get better each and every day.
And one question for Eddie. Eddie, obviously, this is such a big moment for the sport, UFC 205, but where do you rank this for you personally? I mean, you've had obviously big wins in Japan. You've had a title before in your life. I mean, where does this fight rank for you in terms of magnitude?
It was more. This fight is. It was more, and I was honest with the media that I went in the UFC, and they put me against every single killer in the division, one by one. I didn't know why. I thought it was because I was coming in as a foreign champion from a foreign promotion, but I felt like they put me against Murder's Row, and I survived. I won the world title, and I wasn't kidding to the media that I thought that this style matchup was a good style matchup for me, that I thought it'd be a lot easier of a fight than what they've been feeding me. So I was willing to do that, and on top of it, it happens to be financially the best decision. So I was killing 2 birds with one stone. I was getting an easier fight schedule as well as making more money. So it was a no-brainer for me on my end.
Thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Conor.
Thank you. Our next question will come from Jim Edwards with The Independent.
Yeah, I'll start with Conor, if that's all right. Conor, in a few of your previous fights, you've always said that you've been able to tell a lot about your opponent when you've looked into their eyes for the first time during a stare down. Obviously, you did that with Eddie a few weeks ago back at the press conference. Was there anything you saw in the eyes of Eddie Alvarez when you looked at him?
Yeah, I just figured it's a guy he's thinking it's a game. It's like you look into these people's eyes and it's like they don't see it as a reality just yet, and they're trying to look away and make it something else. This isn't happening. And then we're in the octagon, and then we're about to fight, and then I see what I see in their eyes. We came face to face. He tried to stand on his tippy toes and make these little funny faces. It was actually a weird reaction. It humoured me. But it's like they put it off. They put it off as part of a game. This is just part of something I've got to do to get to this fight. And then I see them break bit by bit. And then we're in the octagon, and I break them myself. So that's it. I'm looking forward to going in. He's claiming it's an easier contest. I look forward to when the eyes shift, when the eyes roll, and the electric shock darts through his whole body, and he goes to his knees, and then he comes up and he's in survival mode, and that panic sets through his whole body, his whole face, and that's something I'm looking forward to, and I will go out there and I will punish him for that, for those words that he is saying. I'm going to retire him on this night. He has been through a hell of a lot of wars.
Full of shit.
He has been through a hell of a lot of wars. He's been dropped continuously. I can see it in him. You can see the effects of war on his face. And respect to him. He's a fire. Nothing but respect. But this will be it for you. You're going to be badly, badly hurt, Eddie, and I mean that. It's over for you. You will not fight again after this. You will not look the same. You will not think the same. And that's it.
You're laughable, my man. Shit is laughable.
Eddie, can I chuck that across to you? What did you see in Conor's eyes when you looked at him?
He's right. I do think it's a game, and I know it's a game. I think he's right in his assessment, and the guys he's picked to fight, you know, these are subpar guys. Even Nate's a 500 lightweight, and everybody in the lightweight division has beat Nate, and he had trouble doing that. So the guys he's faced are nothing of the caliber of fighter I am, and he will see the night of the fight that shit. I've been going up against shitty opponents that were good style matchups, and this one's not, and I'm fucked because he's stronger, way stronger, just as fast. And he's got skill sets that can dominate me any day of the week. That's what the reality he's going to deal with. He's trying to convince himself that he can do something he he can't. And the night of the fight, we'll see. And I would love.
We'll see.
Well, I would love for you to come.
I'm going to hurt you badly. I'm going to rip you up badly. I swear to God. Trust me. You're going to regret that.
You ain't ripping shit up.
Eddie, if I could just go back to you, what's kind of your long-term ambitions then? Obviously, Conor's looking to put the second belt on his shoulder next Saturday night, but what about you? You got any ambitions to be a champion across multiple weight divisions?
I will go down as the best lightweight in UFC history. That's what I'll go down as. It'll start with him, but then I'll make UFC great again and continue to fight the number one guys who belong here. I sincerely feel and felt I deserved a break. This will be my break, and then we'll get back to some real shit. Get back to fighting the real number one contenders who fight the best guys and earn their way to the title. Not the guys who have a funny accent and sell tickets.
Conor, if I could just have one last one from you. After this fight was first announced, it was Dana White who did some interviews, and it was him that first kind of alluded to the fact that you have the big announcement to make after UFC 205. Did you know that Dana was going to do that, and was that kind of all part of the plan?
Look, just sit tight. Just sit tight. Nobody knows. In reality, nobody knows.
Good stuff. Thanks, gentlemen. See you in New York next week.
Thank you. Our next question will come from Aidan O'Donoghue with the Irish Sun newspaper.
Hi there. I have a question for Eddie Alvarez. Eddie, you and Conor McGregor both featured on the UFC 178 card in 2014. Now, if someone had told you then that the two of you would end up standing opposite each other inside the octagon in a lightweight title bout in 2016, would you have believed them?
No, I wouldn't have. I knew where my goals were headed. They were in the lightweight division. I knew nothing of Conor McGregor or where he was headed or what he was going to do. But no, my sights were set on, at the time, I believe it was Anthony Pettis was the champion, and there was a couple other guys in my division that I was looking after.
Okay, and one more question for you, Eddie. When you fought Rafael dos Anjos, you came in as the challenger. Now you're preparing for a defense of your title. Is there a difference in terms of mindset when you're making your preparation?
No, I hate when people say that you're defending your title. I don't defend shit. My job and how I feel when I get in the octagon is to go after my opponent and finish the opponent. I don't feel like I'm not defending anything. I got nothing to defend. I came into this sport with nothing, and I still feel like my job is to beat the guy in front of me. I have a belt and I have these things, but they're just byproducts of beating the guy in front of me, and that's what I'm good at.
Thanks, Eddie. I have a question for Conor McGregor. Conor, if Rafael dos Anjos hadn't got injured, you'd have already fought for the lightweight belt back in March. You had 2 non-title fights since with Nate Diaz in between. Has it been worth the detour, or is this 55-pound title fight just way overdue as far as you're concerned?
Yeah, well, of course it was an enjoyable experience going through those 2 contests. I grew as a fire. Obviously, at the time, he pulled out with a sore foot, and I believe he's talking again like fucking. If he stops, or if he was saying something. I think Dos Anjos was saying like, if I take the belt and hide or something. Like last I checked, he's the one that pulled out with a sore foot. But everything happens for a reason. I went through those 2 contests. They were great contests. I grew a lot as a fighter, and that's it. Here we are. It's like I've come full circle for it. So again, I see Edward and Dos Anjos as similar. One is southpaw, one is orthodox. That's the only difference I see between both of them. It was a pick'em contest, so I'm happy with how it's came about. Now here we are. I face Eddie, and that's it. I've come full circle. Okay, and one more question. You said that the game is in for a shock now that you're fighting at 155 pounds. Why would you say people get a shock? Is it because they'll see something they've never seen before, or is it more about you having to say that some people are underestimating? Sorry, could you say that again? Is everyone else hearing that, or is that just my phone?
No, the feedback is coming from Aiden's phone.
Sorry, go one more time. Can you repeat that question for me again, please?
Yeah, sure. You've said that the game's in for a shock now that you're fighting at 155 pounds. Why do you say...
Misquoted, maybe. I said the game is in for a shock. Maybe about something else, but... yeah, go on, sorry, finish your question. Perhaps was misquoted, but let's just say if you're saying the game is in for a shock, do you say that because people are going to see something they've never seen before, or is it more about you feeling that some people are maybe underestimating it? Yeah, no, I feel they're going to see something they haven't seen before. I'm going to toy with this man, and I'm going to really, truly rearrange his facial structure. His kids, his wife and kids won't ever recognize him again. His friends and the people that he knows will know that he's not the same man after this contest. So he's going to be in a shock when he sees that. That's it.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you. And our next question will come from Alkalish Ganavarapu with the Ringside View.
Hey guys, greetings from India. My first question is for Eddie Alvarez. You're on the first ever New York card in UFC history, and you'll be headlining the biggest pay-per-view event arguably in MMA history. Now, while you've fought some big fights before, where does this fight rank among the rest? And are there any nerves due to the sheer magnitude of the event?
I didn't understand the last part of your question. I apologize. What is it?
I said while you have fought some big fights before, where does this fight rank among the rest? And are there any nerves due to the sheer magnitude of the event?
The promotional wise and money wise, it's the top. I've fought better opponents, but when you looked at the magnitude of the card, it's going to break every single record in UFC history, I believe. But besides attendance, the only reason it's not breaking attendance is because it don't have the capacity to do so. But it'll break every record around. So just sort of right place, right time, and it's on the East Coast. That's what makes it even better. Everybody from Philly is going to come up, and we're gonna have a hell of a crowd there, and have the Philly fans out to watch.
All right, and also we've seen in the past that Conor likes getting into his opponent's head before a fight. So, are you expecting anything to go down during the fight week and during the weigh-ins?
I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to it. That kind of stuff. For me is good. I don't really care about anything like that. No opponent really enters my head. I've been in so many bouts with so many of the best. I travel the world to fight the best guys. So someone's words or someone's tactics or whatever they do, it's no bother to me. At the end of the day, we both get inside octagon, and we get it figured out. So let's get it figured out.
All right. I have a couple of questions for Conor. Firstly, the speculations and rumors are going around about what's next for you immediately after the fight. So does it make it hard to focus on the fight, or does it not affect you in any way?
It's never hard for me to focus on this. It's the entire package. You know what I mean? It comes with it. I remain focused. I remain motivated, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why we are where we are. So no, it has not been hard for me to stay focused and stay motivated. History is on the horizon.
All right, and also Eddie is a durable fighter and has been stopped only once in his entire career by strikes. So what do you make of Eddie's durability in lasting throughout the fight?
Yeah, I like his durability. I know he gets badly hurt in fights. I know he's been dropped many times, but he keeps going. So I look forward to that.
All right.
I feel that will happen in the contest. He'll get dropped. He'll be half out. He'll be in survival mode, and then I'm just going to butcher him and punish him and not let him out of there. So that's the way I see it.
All right, and you've been the money man for the UFC for the past couple of years now. So what is your take on the historic New York card? And do you also have any predictions for the fight?
It's a historic moment. It's great to be here. It's great to do this. It's great to bring the game to that new level. It's great to lead the way here in New York City. The Irish have a strong history with New York and the East Coast. So I'm happy to be over here and putting on this show for the fans. As far as the prediction, I believe first round. I know he's durable. I don't believe he's been hit by anybody like me. I don't believe he will survive. If he does survive and be in that survival mode, then I'm going to toy with him. Then I'm going to rearrange his face for his words that he's speaking right now. But I still can't see him lasting one round.
I'll say whatever I want, and then the night of the fight, I'll do whatever I want. You ain't doing shit.
We'll see.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. And next we will hear from Raul Alzaga with Prima Hora.
Hi, guys. My first question is for Eddie. Eddie, I've seen through your social media that you have been training with guys like Frankie Edgar, who's your training partner, but also with Chris Weidman and a mobile stand-up fighter like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, all of whom will be also fighting at UFC 205. Please tell me a bit about that experience, and how does it prepare you better for a fight with McGregor, especially your sparrings with Thompson?
No, this was just a picture, man. Thompson's out in North Carolina. We messed around during the press conference during that week, but My training partners, Edson Barbosa, Frankie Edgar, Frankie Perez. We have a room full of world champions. So in the room, there's really small margin for error. You can't make many mistakes, and it's highly competitive. And we spar 3 times a week. So there's no bullshit, no nonsense. And every time we get for a fight, whether it's me, Frankie, Edson, Marlon, whoever it is, we are 100% prepared to go to the death every single time. And I think that's what allows me to be able to fight the way I fight and do what I do.
Another question. You're half Irish, half Puerto Rican. Do you think you will be able to garner a lot of support from the East Coast, despite all the people that support Conor McGregor?
I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with that. I got my people coming up from Philadelphia. They're my real people. I know my fans. I know who they are. I know they know about the sport of MMA. Everybody who's out there support me. Great. A lot of people are coming out to see me do what I'm about to do on November 12th to this guy. A lot of people want this guy's mouth shut, and I'm glad that I'm the guy picked to be able to go do this.
They're about to see your final hurrah.
Final.
This one is for Conor. Eddie's been sparring, like he said, with Frankie, with Edson Barbosa. Have you added any particular training partners to prepare for Alvarez, and can you name a few of them and how they've helped you?
I thought you trained with those other guys. Well, I thought you had a different... He must change camps and teams. He must be one of those guys. I thought he was with those Blackzilian guys for a minute. Whatever happened with that? I don't know. He's just one of those journeyman fighters. Bounces around, coach to coach, gym to gym, team to team. I don't care who he trains with. I'll kill every one of his training partners on the same night. Frankie wasn't good enough to cut it.
But have you added any?
He wasn't good enough to cut it. So
you ran from Frankie for fucking 2 years, my man. You ran like a little bitch. Yeah. You ran from Frankie for 2 years and picked everybody but him. Get it right. Get it right. You're fucked, my man. In a week,
Frankie's not good enough, brother. Frankie just ain't good enough, I'm afraid. He just can't cut it. Although I wish him well, maybe I might choose him next. Then I might destroy you. Hopefully he gets through this other guy, and then maybe I might pick him next. But this should have been me and Frankie. We all know that. He just wasn't good enough to do what I done in 13 seconds. He had 50 minutes to do what I done in 13 seconds, and he couldn't do it. So here I am in his hometown, and there he is on the prelim. So
it's 13.
There you go. Don't be trying to put your training partner under the bus because he couldn't cut it. So, but that is the truth of it.
It's 13. No one's going to understand you when you come to America. It's 13, not 13. 13. Get it right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And just a reminder, it is *1 to ask a question at this time. Our next question will come from Kel Dansby with Block Sports Online.
Yes, my first question is for Conor. Being that this is your first fight in New York, is there any added pressure that you feel going into just a new environment? You seem to be a creature of habit. You like training at home in Ireland. You spent months in Vegas to get used to it. You just said that you just got to New York. Is there any, just jitters or anything different about fighting there?
Hell no. Hell no. I run this whole shit. I run New York. I'm the reason we're even here in the first place. I'm the reason this whole thing is happening. If I wasn't here, this whole ship goes down. And that's the truth. That's facts. There's no one else out there. There's no one but me.
You say that there is no one else but you and you're the reason it's happening. You see people now jumping on the same cards as you, hoping to get future fights with you.
Praying. You get on the prelim card with me, and it's better exposure than a main event on another card.
Khabib is on this card on the prelims, and we also see Frankie Edgar on this card. Two of your possible opponents going forward if you were to win. How do you feel that people kind of fight on your undercards in hopes to get to a fight?
Sorry, repeat that again?
We see people like Frankie Edgar and Steve on this card so that they could possibly fight you in the future. How does that feel that people are willing to fight on the prelim for a possible pay-per-view fight with you in the future?
Listen, everyone in this game does what they're fucking told. Everyone but me, because I run the game. So I don't give a fuck about all that. If you're told you're on the prelims, you're on the fucking prelims. If you're told you're on a fight night, you're on the fucking fight night. Nobody has no say in this but me. I'm the only one that can say anything about anything. Everyone else does what they're told. And rightfully fucking so.
Last question for Eddie. Eddie, you won the title, but once again it was on a FS1 card. It was on a Thursday night. Now you're bumped up to the main event Saturday night. All the media exposure. How do you feel? Is there any difference between, you going in against RDA and fighting kind of, 3 days before UFC 200 to now coming in and being the main event?
Up until now, I never cared where my fight was at, who aired it, how many people watch. I could give two shits. My goal was always to fight the best guys in the world. I wanted to show people that I'm the best lightweight in the world. That was my goal. Now we make some money.
Now it's over.
Now we go.
Now it's over.
Now it's over.
Say it. Say it. Now it's fucking over.
This guy's drinking a cup of coffee or something. He's getting excited.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Just a reminder, if you are not speaking, to please place yourself on mute so we avoid background noise into the conference. Our next question will come from Sean Sheehan with SevereMMA.com.
I have a question, just one question for each of you guys. First, for Eddie Alvarez, you spoke about your preparation there and your plan for McGregor. A lot of the people after fighting Conor talk about his pressure and how hard he hits. How are you planning to deal with that? Can we expect, like you did against Pettis, where a lot of fence work, or is it going to be a countering game like against Los Angeles?
He's fought a bunch of chumps. Look, if I had the resume he had, if they gave me that resume, if I was that lucky to get them opponents, the same shit would happen, if not worse. It's styles make matchups. When you pick the style you want to fight, then shit, you could put on you get mismatched, you can knock everyone out. I can go to a supermarket right now and punch a guy in the mouth and look like a superhero. But when you fight the best guys in the world, the true best guys in the world, it's going to be tough. The fights are going to be tough. Shit's going to change. You're not going to look as good.
And just one for Conor then as well. Conor, for your whole UFC career, you've kind of, you've got better with every fight, with your countering, with your attacking, with your kicks, but you kind of changed that up for the Diaz fight. Eddie Alvarez is someone who's durable too, like Diaz. Can we expect something similar from the Diaz fight? Or are you going to throw back to your old style and come out flashy and hard early?
I paint many pictures. I can fight in many different ways, and I will. So I'm going to go out and paint many, many pictures in this contest, put on a showcase, toy with this man, and end it all, end his whole career, retire him. It's over for him. He should be done anyway. He's taken too much damage. This will be his last amount of damage that he'll be able to take.
Thanks, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you. And next we'll hear from Kendrick Johnson from RingTV.com.
I know. My question's for Conor. Conor, how's it feel to be the cash cow of not just MMA but all combat sports, knowing that when somebody fights you, that you're changing their life, literally?
Yeah, it feels good. It shows me that hard work pays. That's what it shows me. It shows me that having a belief in your ability, even when no one else believes in it. It shows me that if you believe in yourself and you push, work hard, good things happen. And that's it. It's an honor to be up here doing this. It's an honor to be changing the whole game. Whether it's someone fighting me, whether it's someone on a prelim of a card getting more exposure, whether it's the company, whether it's new cities we're breaking. You know what I mean? New TV deals, new everything. So it's an honor. It's an honor to be given back. It's an honor to be who I am. Hard work pays, and I'm blessed.
Well, you're a person that studies the sports and study history. If you were to pull off this feat, that nobody's ever done. What do you think that puts you at as far as UFC all-time greats? What would you rank yourself at if you were to pull off what you want to pull off November 12th?
Numero uno. I am the all-time great. And that's it. I'll raise them 2 belts. Numero uno. What they got to say now? Who else done it? Show me the other guy that done this. Show me him. Because I don't see him.
And what will we see any wrinkles from the Mendez fight if you get caught on the ground? Is there anything you've been working on differently? If Eddie imposes his kind of grinding wrestling style on you?
You know, you're talking about 4 fights ago.
Yeah, what about that,
a
Conor?
crazy different experience. What, that second round KO? What, that second round KO? That butchering? I changed that boy. I changed that boy also. Know that. He went into that fight with Frankie beat. He was damaged goods. It's over.
He's a little guy. He's a little guy, and he was whooping your ass.
Yeah,
a little guy was whooping your ass.
He's faster than you. He's got better boxing than you. Cleaner wrestling than you. He's a better fighter than you. What are you talking about? You're bigger and more stuffed.
And if the
round have you seen him? Have you seen him since? Have you seen him right since he fought me? Go have a look at Nate. Go speak to Nate. Go look at his face. Look at Jose. How's Jose doing? Anyone that fights me, it's over for them. It's going to be the exact same for you. You're never, ever, ever going to be the same. Ever again in your life. Your kids after this fight are going to beg you, Daddy, please don't go again.
And if the round goes to the championship round, Scott, I know you found in the first one KO, but say Vince, it goes to that 5th round, it's 2-2, like you and Nate were. Did you learn about yourself that you can dig down and grind out that last round? How do you think that's going to go?
I'm sprinting in the 5th round. I'm pushing now in the 5th round. I've gone to that next level on this. I've been very focused on my cardiovascular endurance, on my weight management, on my nutrition. Now my body mass comes down. I'm leaner at 155. My VO2 max has gone through the roof. My resting heart rate is extremely low. So I'm ready. I hope he is, because he's talking like he can outlast me over 25 minutes. But it's a long 25 minutes in there against a guy that can strike you from any angle, from any position. I've ended fights from everywhere. Everywhere I've finished fights. So good luck to him.
And my final question is for Eddie. Did you learn anything about him, good or bad, from his 2 fights with Nate fighting at such a bigger weight? And do you plan on grinding him out, or are you looking for something spectacular? Or are you just concerned about getting the win, regardless of how it comes?
I know what I'm capable of, and I can get it done in any manner. Any manner. If he begins to think about wrestling, his defense is atrocious. He has good striking. His striking's well. His defense is terrible. Terrible defense. Might be the worst in the division. So if he even thinks about wrestling, if he even thinks about, even before I get started on wrestling him, I may just knock him the fuck out before that. So we don't know what's going to happen. But you know what? You guys are all in for a treat.
I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to rearrange your face and end your whole career.
All right. Look forward to seeing it go down in person November 12th. See y'all at NYC, guys.
Thank you. And this does conclude today's question and answer session. Dave, I would like to turn the conference back over to you for any additional closing remarks.
Well, thank you, and I'd like to thank our champions, Eddie Alvarez and Conor McGregor, for participating in today's call. Just a reminder about next week's UFC 205 Fight Week schedule. On Wednesday, November 9th, from 9:30 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, we have the UFC 205 Open Workouts featuring the 6 competitors from the event's 3 title fights, and it will take place on the arena floor at Madison Square Garden. Also on Wednesday, November 9th, from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, in the theater lobby at Madison Square Garden, will be the UFC 205 Ultimate Media Day, featuring all of the remaining fighters competing at UFC 205. On Thursday, November 10th, from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time at the theater of Madison Square Garden will be the UFC 205 press conference featuring the 6 fighters competing in the 3 title bouts next Saturday night. Finally, on Friday, November 11th, from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, will be the UFC 205 weigh-ins on the Madison Square Garden arena floor. The fighters will step on stage beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. A reminder to all media that the media entrance for all events next week will be at Madison Square Garden. That will be at Madison Square Garden. Will be at the corner of 31st Street and 8th Avenue. Thanks again to everyone for participating in today's call, and we'll see you next week in New York.
Thank you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our conference for today. We thank you for your participation.